make amends, and then bring about improvements in the areas that need to be improved. So I said the lady and her God, the lady and her parents, and then the third, the lady and her siblings. Some of us are danger when it comes to dealing with siblings. You want them to give you that respect, so your relationship generally anyway with your siblings it matters a lot. Number 4, you have the lady and her peers. With your peers, some of us just feel like we're all snobbish, we're all this, we're all that. Please, I'm not friends to everyone in class. I've got my class, and then maybe my class of friends are those who use those high-tech phones. She's still using a touchlight phone. She doesn't fall part of my class of people. My schoolmates, my classmates, we all use designers. So how do you relate with your peers, basically? And then the 5th, which is a very interesting one, the thing is doing me like this, is the lady and the opposite sex. How do you relate with them? It's very important. Your relationships must be healthy when it comes to considering these 5 levels of relationships. Tips for building good and healthy relationships. Guys, don't mind me. I need to run on this. The idea is just for us to have a general background, like just against which we would be discussing. It's intended that this session will be interactive. So please, I would need you to bring out questions as much as you can from any of these areas so that we'll be able to discuss. And then, at the end of the day, if there is any area that you would want to have some more clarity for it to be explained some more and all of that, you could just refer to the ACU Resource Center for a one-on-one talk or chats with some of the facilitators that you've had come on board to speak with you. So just permit the pattern in which I'm going this evening. All right, the next thing is, I said, the tips for building good and healthy relationships. 1, I would start with self-awareness. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? What's the image that you have of yourself? Some of us are all headbent. We just think so less of ourselves. We feel so messed up. For some of us, we feel that way because our relationship with our parents have not been healthy, not because it's our fault, but maybe because you were just that child while you were growing up. Your brain was not grabbing things in class very easily, so you had your mother calling you mumu, wawa, dolo. Is a waste of money, paying fees for you and all of that. And so all you just begin to think of yourself is negative, and that has formed an image in your head about what you think of yourself. When you carry that into relationships, I tell you, they would not end up nicely. For some of us, we are the ones who are all bossy, manipulating, and then you make people walk on eggshells when they are around you. Like, have you really sat down to think of yourself? What do you think about yourself? What's the image you have of yourself? It's important. Tips for building good and healthy relationships. You need to be increasingly aware of who you are, what your character flaws are, where you need to improve, the strengths you've got, how you relate with people. Are you the one who sees faults, who is very judgmental and all? Anyway, I would mention the other tips as I continue. So the first, self-awareness is key. Knowing who you are, having a good self-image. Number 2, accept people for who they are. Accept people for who they are. You're not trying to force people to change. Some of us are good at it. We change you to start behaving like, as in, if anything is not done my way, then it's not right. I don't, if the person is a slow talker, if the person is a stammerer, if the person has this flaw, like as in, or if the person is, whatever it is anyway, I just have a problem with it because it's not my standard. It doesn't fit into what I think is the right thing. So, that person is wrong. If you don't think like me, then you are so wrong. No, that's not healthy. That's so not healthy for relationships. So accept people for who they are. Number 3, try not to be judgmental and manipulative. Try not to judge people. You send people away with the attitude of judgment when you come into a space, and all you do is just to conclude on why someone did something, sometimes even before giving them an opportunity to speak. Yeah, so try not to be judgmental and manipulative. Number 4, celebrate differences. Wow, guys, if everybody was like me, to be honest, there will be trouble. Even if my husband was like me in all sense, there's wahala. I tell you the truth. Differences makes relationships beautiful. Even friendships. Like just in class, if all of you were quiet spiricocos, jacometers, everybody too serious, nobody to crack up in class, how about the class will be boring now? Celebrate differences. You all cannot be the same. You all cannot be. Trump is Trump. He's a president. He's Trump. Buhari is Buhari. Do you understand? But they are all presidents, right? But they rule in different ways. Their mannerisms, their characters, their everything is different. What is the same is the position that they hold. Presidents. In fact, even their sphere of influence is different. So celebrate differences, guys. Even in the family, celebrate differences. For example, I have a sister who is excellent when it comes to sciences, who is excellent with mathematics and all of that. I was queried for not passing maths when I went to law school. Do you get my point? I tried to love maths. I tried. I'm telling you, I tried. I did my bit to love it. They say, love your teacher. If you love the teacher, if you enjoy the way he's teaching, this and that, you will enjoy and pass the course. Because I tried. I can't remember my score, but I know I failed it. Either a P or an F. You understand? But that's my sister. So if my parents hail her for doing excellently in mathematics, because she should take the hailing. I'm not going to struggle with it. I'm not cut for maths. Maybe if you call it in money, I will calculate it. But then, I'm just not the calculating person, and that's the beauty of it. And then, so when we're at home, I shouldn't feel hurt. I shouldn't feel angry when she's celebrated for the things that she does so well. I have other things that I do well as well. So celebrate differences. Celebrate people for who they are. Celebrate their strengths, Then number 4, give time. There's no relationship that blossoms. There's no relationship that will thrive without time given to, as in for you to give time to it. But it has to do with your parents. It has to do with God first. What's your investment in your relationship with God? What's your investment in your relationship with God? What's your investment in your relationship with God? Do you give God time? Do you spend time with Him? What's your relationship as in with your parents? Do you give them time, or do they give you time? Anyway, that will be a topic for another day. But do you even give them time? Because these days now, many of us are very content with our what is it called? With our social media, with our phones. So you can be at home and yet you're not at home. You're so at home in your phone. The people who are far are closer to you than the ones who you live in the same house with. You need to give time, guys, to relationship with parents, to relationship with siblings. Are you the one who just chases them away? You're the big sister, and then you just feel like they're disturbing you, so you don't give them time. Or even with your peers, you're the one who always claims to be too busy. Not having time to gist with people, not having time to even just explain something to someone. You understand the particular subject so well. I don't understand it, maybe the mathematics, and I come to sit with you, and then you're not even being patient with me. You just expect me to grab it so fast, like just generally anyway, even in this lockdown, for example. How many times have you picked up your phone? I'm talking to myself too, because I'm guilty. How many times have you picked up your phone to check up on people, to just give them that feel of belonging, like you care? There's so many people going through really tough times, tough issues from family. Some of us as classmates are dealing with people from dysfunctional homes. Somebody may not be doing so well because of the kind of family she comes from. Maybe she's not appreciated. Maybe the father and mother are not in good terms. And then you come and you add to it, the person maybe is begging you to explain something, or just wants to be your friend, and then you choose because she doesn't fit in. So no, I don't know, but then I'm sure you get what I mean. Anyway, you need to be able to give time. And then, give and take feedback. In relationships, you must be open, not always putting up defenses, not always putting up justifications. Be open. Be open. When a friend walks up to you and says, "Hey, I didn't quite like what you did." When a classmate, maybe you are the class prefect, and a classmate came and said, "Hey, I think what you did wasn't right," or "You should have been able to do this," or "Yes, you did this well, but you can do it better." As in, just be that person who is approachable. It makes it beautiful for relationships to thrive, to be better. Then seek to understand how others feel. Yeah, that's very important. Seek to understand how others feel. Learn to trust, and then develop active listening skills. Great communication skills are key to every relationship. I found myself at a point listening to speak, not listening to understand. I carry that in even inside marriage. It's the grace of God as I'm talking to you. I'm learning it because 99% of us listen to respond, not listen to understand. So it's a key skill we must prayerfully and intentionally take steps to developing. That when you're sitting in a family and your parents are talking, or your siblings are talking, or you're in a class and your peers are talking, that you are listening to understand their perspective, to understand where they're coming from before you respond. Majority of the times, the conflicts we have with friends and family and everything is because we never understood before we responded. All right. So, the next thing I would be talking about now is a relationship triangle. So, at the top of the triangle, we have God. At the bottom, we have man. Right? So, your relationship with God, that's you at the bottom going upward, helps the relationship you have between yourself and your fellow men on earth. As in, when I use the word man, I'm talking about human beings generally. So you have your relationship with God flowing to make your relationship with others harmonious, to make it beautiful. Because when you have faith in God, when you relate with God nicely, and your relationship with Him is growing and beautiful, He's able by His Spirit, by His grace, to show you how important it is for you to be able to live your life with others, showing them love, showing them understanding, showing them care, and all of those things. So your relationship with God is represented on the vertical piece, while the one with other humans, your family, your friend, the society, is represented on the horizontal. These two relationships and these two levels actually work together. When you have it right with God, God helps you take the right steps to build good and healthy relationships. So for now, I'll be stopping there, but we have a couple of questions that we will be asking at some point. So this is it for now. You would get the list of questions I would want to discuss with you at some point during the evening. So guys, thank you so much for being patient to listen to the end. I hope you reached the end. You did not stop along the line. Please reach the end so that when we are discussing, we understand ourselves. You understand our communication. Remember that communication is a key skill to develop when it has to do with relationship. So my relationship with you as a participant to resource person, your listening to me is key to me. Is key to this relationship for this Lead Pro online conference. Thank you very much. See you at the discussion floor. Thank you.